Hi class, this is Dr. Smith, and I wanted to give you this week's posting via video. I'm looking forward to going over your discussion boards and seeing how you tackled the various topics therein. I appreciate the way how that some of you are really tackling these issues and really bringing in content and analysis on a high level. As we look ahead, I want you to remember that exam 3 that's coming up is over this week and last week, so keep that in mind. All the exams are over a 2-week period. Pay attention to the comments that I made on the previous essays. Pay attention to any comments that I make on any writing assignments like proposals and so forth. Look at those, because the whole purpose of this is that you improve over time. So I like to see that kind of improvement. As you prepare for week 7 down the road, going over my book, A Cautious Enthusiasm, I want to stress something here. I know it's a little unusual for you to be probably, or you think it's a little unusual for you to be evaluating a book that your professor wrote. Let me just tell you, in graduate school, that is not unusual. That's a pretty common occurrence. But I expect you to treat it just as you would any other book. Point out the weaknesses, point out the strengths. It's important to remember something. This is not a summary description of the book. It's not a summary of the book. I don't want to see like chapter 1 says, chapter 2 says, and so forth. I want you to identify the main argument in the book, and I want you to evaluate that argument using specific examples throughout the book to shore up your own thesis on your review of the book. If you have any question about what reviews look like, go into any academic history journal and look at the book review section. It'll show you how they evaluate those works. So it's really important that you do that. It's also important that in your citations that you use parentheticals for book reviews. You don't need footnotes for book reviews unless you're citing something from an outside source. So you need to take a hard look at how book reviews are written and do the parentheticals. That is just simply putting the page number that you got the information from, or the page number that you're reviewing in that section, in a parenthesis at the end of a paragraph or at the end of a sentence. Now, in this book, in my book, don't let the theologically heavy first 2 chapters throw you off. I realize there's a lot of terminology in there that you may or may not be familiar with. Don't let that scare you away. Just kind of get through that. I'm laying sort of a theological foundation to make the historical foundation that I'm trying to make. So I'm dealing with European pietism, European mysticism, and so forth. One of the things I'm trying to show in that book is why Americans view the concept of union so strongly. And I believe it's actually in some ways a religious concept, the idea of union in this country. We hold it almost as a religious dogma. And I think in my book I make a pretty good argument on some possible reasons why we have that history of sort of treating union as a non-negotiable, almost religious concept. So keep that in mind as you move forward. And what's really interesting is I think you can find that in one of the most unlikely places, a place that's not really considered a religious place in colonial America, and that's colonial South Carolina. Now, you'll notice in the book that there's 2 chapters on Georgia. I had actually did not want to title the book Colonial South Carolina, but the University of South Carolina Press wanted me to do that anyway. They sort of saw early Georgia as an extension of colonial South Carolina, and so they wanted to have the title Colonial South Carolina. But it's really on colonial South Carolina and colonial Georgia. But I understand their point. Now, a reminder of the assignments for this week. You have Kupperman, Chapter 9. You have the Taylor text, Chapters 13 through 15. you have the 3 presentations, the 1 website, and exam 3. So make sure you check out the course schedule and that you have everything down pat. Hey, I'm really excited about having you in this class. You're doing a great job. Hang in there. I'm here to help you. Be sure to email me. Be sure to call me if you need me. I want to help you in any way that I can. So thanks a lot, and let me know what we can do for you.